Hi friends, I thought I'd do a mishmash video of just a few books that I've accumulated over the past month or so. I have more, but I'm going to do them in a special because they are actually all of Fabiana's books. So I will do a separate video just completely dedicated to Fabiana Attanasio. So in the meantime, I'm just going to show you 4 other books that I've got this month in case any of you wanted to see a flip through. So the first one here that we have is the Sakuums illustrations with, it's, I think her name's Emily Jarridge, I think that's how you pronounce it. So she's the designer and the illustrator of this book. It is a fantasy characters colouring book 2017. I bought this on Etsy. It's spiral bound. There are 20 images, I think. Yep, 20 images, it tells you on the back. And they are all portrait opening, but you have some that are landscape. So the book does open as portrait, but on some of the images they're landscape, so you'll have to turn the book around. The good thing is though, where it's spiral bound, you can just pop this back underneath so you don't have the entire length out. So we'll dive into the flip through. You can buy this on Etsy on Emily Jarridge's shop, which is the Sakuums. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. And you can follow through and purchase that through Etsy. So we start off first of all with a portrait picture. And we've got this cute little gal inside an ornamental frame. And then we go into our beautiful ladies. And here, like I was saying to you, there are a few that are landscape. So you can just tuck this behind and then, you know, it's perfect. They are A4 size, so it doesn't take over your entire desk, which is great. So the good thing about this is that it's very flexible in that way. Because they're fantasy, obviously you have quite a few fays or fairies with wings. And they are just stunning images. I'm quite excited for more from Emily. I think the images are absolutely beautiful. That one's like she's sitting on the clouds. It's very cute. Sorry of me moving the book around, it's because of the portrait and landscapes. The great thing about the images is that they are quite large in terms of, you know, you can really do a lot with your colours. They're not too tiny and intricate. I'm just going to move that around, guys. I absolutely love that one in terms of if you wanted to do your skin tones and practice them, this kind of image is perfect because you've got casting of like your shadows with the side of the face, and then you can really blend in all your skin tones. So this is like the perfect images to do that with. I love this one, just like a little fey girl. She's got the little fey, like sort of elf-like ears, and then some botanicals around her. She just looks very fey-like. If you like doing people, this book is perfect. And this is my personal favourite from the book. She's like a sort of mystic fortune teller to me, with all like the henna. And I just love her. I love her jewellery. I love the designs around her. I love this absolutely loads. So that is the book. And then on the back, you have like a snippet of little previews of what's inside. And then you have the little detail. It's in French because the lovely lady, I think she's a French artist. And you've also got in English. So there's enough on there to keep you going. So we'll go into the next flip through, which is in Misfits. Next we move into Misfits. I've got volume 8, which is an alien colouring book. And this is by White Stag. This is the first Misfits book that I've actually bought. And it's just because it's so different. I mean, I love anything alien themed in terms of like colouring. So this was definitely one I was interested in. So we go... You've got some few helpful tips on this side which tells you about, you know, how to get the best out of your colouring experience. And then we move into the images. So this one is Cosmic Pizza. As you can see, she's got a piece of pizza, which I thought was quite fun. These are all single-sided and it's on a Create Space paper, as you probably know from the other books that you may have of White Stag. It's exactly the same. This one's called Winds. Then Cosmic Witch. You can obviously use your markers on this paper. It is single-sided, so if it does bleed through it wouldn't matter, but I would recommend 2 to 3 pieces of card behind it, and it also stops any indentations on the back of the image through to the one on the back. Don't Believe in Humans. I think that's one of my favourites. It's just such a teenagery type, isn't it? And then On Planet Lemuria. We Bring You Love. More Than Terrestrial. Take Me With You. That'd be quite cool to do that beam. Siphon. Rocket. You could add more speckles and more stars and stuff in this background. It's already laid down for you. So, I mean, you could do more speckles and make it quite galaxy-like. I mean, you could try to put paints down in this, but it is going to buckle. It is thin paper. So, if you wouldn't mind that, fine. But it's not made for paints. I would recommend that you copy them into card. This one is Curious Species. Starseed. That one's quite cool. Space Spore. Spacey Corn. Unicorn in space. That's cool. And then Space Kitten. This is another one that I really like. I love the eyes on that. The Cosmic Egg. Some of the names. The Ruins. Looks like Stonehenge. That looks like the little guy that goes after the man in Jurassic Park in his vehicle. You know what one I'm on about if you've seen first Jurassic Park. When I Am Space Queen. Fields of Moldavite, sorry. Welcome. Until next time. The Visitor. Cosmic Cookie. That one's so cool. And Pew Pew. So I'm guessing that's the sound of the guns. It's like a pew pew. I'm guessing, I don't know here. The Standing Stone. And that is the end of that one. Now the next page, it has got a completed image of the Space Cookie one, but it's printed in the normal black and white grayscale, so you don't get the full effect of what the finished image looks like, which is a shame. I mean, personally, for me, I would have loved that to been in the painting colours that, you know, White Stag had done, but you know, you can't really complain, can you? So that is the 25 images in Misfits and Alien colouring book. Then in the UK we have Colouring Heaven magazine, and this is the latest edition. They don't stay out for long, so if you're going to get this and you're in the UK, grab it now. It is in your local supermarkets as long as they have a good like selection of magazines. This is the Mystical Beauty special, and it is just designs from Zan Von Zed, who I've only just recently discovered anyway, so when this came out I had to have it. So I'll go into it. And this is all her line art. None of them in here is grayscale. If you want to go and have a look and you can't get out to the supermarket, Colouring Heaven do have a Facebook page, so you can go over to their Facebook. It's called Colouring Heaven, and you can inquire about ordering this copy for yourselves. It's got 40 images, and it's based on the 2 books that she has out, Zan Von Zed has out on Amazon at the moment. The 2 books are called Lady of Leisure Volume 1 and 2, so there's 2 of them. And this is the line art taken from both. In the original Ladies of Leisure, there are grayscale images as well as line art. In this edition for the magazine, it is line art only, but there's a code at the very beginning of the page, the beginning page, the beginning of the magazine, that gives you a code that you can access. I think it's for 5 grayscale images that you can go on and print off yourself, which is really cool because the grayscale images are absolutely stunning as well. Now this is priced in supermarkets at $4.99. I personally have had a very good experience in managing to get my editions of this magazine in Asda. You can get them in Tesco, you can get them in Sainsbury's, but you have to make sure that your local one is a good supplier of magazines. But Asda's generally where I pick mine up. This is printing paper, but a thicker end of printing paper, so it's not as thin as the Misfits and things like your Bennett Klein books. It is a bit thicker, and it is actually really nice to colour on. Again, they're single-sided, so you can pop a few pieces of card behind each image, and that will enable your markers not to bleed through, and if you're going quite hard with your pencils, it will not indent the image behind. If you want to look up more on Zan Von Zed, you can check out her Etsy store. She's also got an Etsy store where you can look up her images, which she sells on there as well. So she's got quite a lot of beautiful art, and they're all females, and they've all got a whimsical, ethereal, like a space vibe to me as well. Very Avatar-ish. Also reminds me slightly of like Game of Thrones, but that's just me. So we're on the last 8 images here because it's only 40 in the magazine. But it also gives you an idea of the kind of art that Zan Von Zed has in her Ladies of Leisure books, if you were interested or wanted to see what kind of art that's in them. I don't think there's too many flip-throughs floating around at the moment, so this gives you a little bit of an insight into what you can expect. And that was the last one. So that is the Mystical Beauty special. Then I picked up the I've picked up quite a few, so I'm going to do these in a separate video. I have acquired all the Fabiana Attanasio books, barring Jungle Book. So I'm going to do a feature special on all of these following this flip through. So I have managed to get myself the Wizard of Oz, the Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, The Adventures of Pinocchio, Snow White and Hansel and Gretel. So I will do a feature full-length flip through of all of these in one video because there's quite a few. You also get a full-size pull-out poster in the back of each one, which I can't really open up on screen because it's just not doable. So you do get a bonus poster in every single book, but it's all line art and it's based on each fairy tale that the book is designed for. I personally have got a mixture of the Italian versions and the English versions. And finally, this month, well, in January, I picked up the latest Jade Summer book, and it's the Alice in Wonderland special. So I'll go straight to the images. It's very usual to her style. You know, you've got the black backed pages, it's CreateSpace paper, and you get 2 of every image. So it starts off with Alice, and throughout, obviously, as we know, it's Alice themed. So you've got the usual suspects from Alice in Wonderland, like the Red Queen, the Mad Hatter, the White Rabbit. Of course, you don't have to do the rabbit white, you can do it any colour you want, which is a great thing about colouring. And got Alice a few times when she makes herself small with a potion. A very majestic Red Queen. The Cheshire Cat is also in here. A caterpillar. Who are you? That's all I think of when I think of that. Painting the roses red. I just have the movie like played out in my head when I look at these images. Little mouse. I like that one because it's got the Mad Hatter as well. The Jabberwocky. That's at the end of the story, and then the images are repeated for a second time. You can take them out of the binding if you wanted to. Like with all her books, it's on that very thin CreateSpace paper, so again, I'd recommend a couple of bits of card behind the images, and that's that for this video. So that was just 4 books that I had acquired, and I will stick this up, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will be doing a special on Fabiana Attanasio very soon, and that may be quite a lengthy video because I've got quite a few to get through. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!